Bruchim Aboim. I'd like to go through the halachis of Pesach, starting from Siman Tov Ayin Beis. Although we learned part of it before, but l'shleimus ha'inyan, I believe it would be good to go from the beginning and start of the halachis that are very negea to the Seder. Although you might think you know it, it's always good to go over it and to be ready for the Seder with all the halachas that's needed. We might skip around some halachas, but let's start from the beginning. Siman Tov Ayin Beis Dini a Seba v'dalet cases. Uboy lamed Aleph Seifim. The dim name of leaning by the Seder and the four cases. Aleph. You should set the table before the day, before it's still day. Be able to start the Seder right when it gets dark. The Rebbe did not prepare the kaira or things like that before nightfall. When he came from Maidev to the Seder in the fitting of his apartment, he would set it up right when he came. But nevertheless, the point of starting right away is extremely important. Even if you're in shul, you should come back earlier, right when it gets dark. It's a very important mitzvah to start the Seder early, not to waste time. The kids shouldn't sleep, they shouldn't fall asleep in the middle of the Seder. It's the night that's very important for them. They have to ask the four kashas. You should tell your children that day, and if they'll sleep, you're not going to be able to tell them. So therefore you have to go right away when it's dark and start to say there right away. Also, it's important that young kids should go to sleep early during the day, take a nap, in order that they should be up by the Seder. Base. Even though you have to rush to start the Seder right away, you should not make Kiddush early. Although on other Shabbos and Yom Tovim you're allowed to, you can make Kabbalah Shabbos early. We do not do that on the night of Pesach. You should not rush to start a Kiddush before it's definitely night. Although other Yom Tovim, a person is allowed to add from weekday to Kiddush. That means except Shabbos early, except Yom Tov early, the Kaddish make Kiddush early. And to eat the Suda when it's still day, nevertheless, but Pesach you can't do that on Pesach. Why not? The eating of matzah is compared to the eating of carbon Pesach. How do we see that? Like it says in the pasuk, al matzis umreidim yichluhu. That matzis umreidim, you should eat it with the Pesach. So matzah is compared to Pesach. Over Pesach, in the carbon Pesach, it says that they ate the meat of the carbon Pesach by night. So you have to eat the carbon Pesach by night. So if you eat the carbon Pesach by night, you must eat the matzah by night also. So you can't do it early. And since the eating of matzah, which is minatera, can only be at night, you can't start early. You can't be Makabel Shabbos or Yom Tov early. So therefore, the four kaises go into the same category. Shiknu chacham, the chamur mesakin ein el balayla, also has to be by night. Bisman haroy lechel matzah, in the time that it's fit to eat matzah. Shkol mash tiknu chachamim kein shal teira tiknu, because whatever chachamim or mesakin, whatever the chacham made a takana, it is similar to what Teira said. So if Teira said that matzah has to be eaten at night, mamish night, also the dalet cases have to be mamish at night. And since Kiddush, the cup of Kiddush is one of the dalet cases, so you can't do it early. So what do we learn from this? You have to rush to start the Seder. Right after Ma'id, if you go home, you start the Seder immediately. The Rebbe would start then preparing the kaira, not earlier in the day. Nevertheless, whatever needs to be prepared for the night, the most you can should be done during the day, and then you should be able to start right away. But don't make it early, because you cannot. Because that's done be done at night. Since Pesach was at night, so matzah is compared to that, and since matzah is at night, all the other cases will also be at night. Next three halachas speak about oval. Lo yaleinu. Let's skip that. We'll go to Vov. Although throughout the year we always make a zecher lechurban, since the time the Beis Mikdash was destroyed, we do things that we minimize on different things that will look nice, Like there's a part of the house you're supposed to have, which is a Zecher L'Churban. Or even the jewelry that a woman wears is supposed to be a little bit off because of Zecher L'Churban. Even the Rabbi Chasanas, there are things you're supposed to do. We break the kois, or other things you're supposed to do in order to make a Zecher L'Churban. So nevertheless, when it comes to Pesach, you add with beautiful kelim as your ability is. Even things you don't need for the meal, if it's nice, if it adds to the beauty of the seder, you should set it up very nicely on the table. Lenoi, to add to the beauty, zecher lecheres, to make a zecher remembrance to the freedom we got when we went out of Mitzrayim. Even though a goy gave you something because he owed you money, and it's not yours, it's the goy's, and you're holding it till he pays you back, you could put it on the table. You should put it on the table to add to the beauty of the Seder. Even if you want to use it, it's not considered stealing. It's also not stealing his mind, not tricking him. You should set up the place where you're going to sit, you should be able to lean. Derech Cheres, in a way of freedom, of showing a freedom. Like the kings and the very, very important dignitaries do. Because every single generation, a person has to show himself. Just to point out, the Alter Rebbe says, "Laharis," you have to show yourself that you're free. It's different than the lashon of the Mishnah and the Rambam, and the Rebbe speaks about it in Likutei Sichos. Chayav Adam laharis esatzmi kilo ata yitzim mishivat Mitzrayim, as if you just went out of Mitzrayim. Shneimar, like it says, "Bavur ze asa Hashem li b'tzeisim Mitzrayim." Because of this, what the Eibusha did to me when you went out of Mitzrayim, me, as if you were actually there. And this is what the Eibusha said. Commandment the Eibusha gave us. You should remember, you were a slave in Mitzrayim. Like you yourself were there a slave. You were as Eved there. And you were redeemed. And you went out to freedom. We might be out of chedus from all the quarantine that people are in, and we'll really feel like avodim that went out of meiser, went out of jail. Ches, a poor person that has no pillows and things to lay on, sit on a bench, don't sit on the floor. In the olden days they sat on the floor, sit on a bench, sit on a chair. Not on the earth, on the floor, in a way that you lean on your left side. That way it will go into the food pipe and not into the windpipe. Even a person that is a lefty, that eats with his left hand, lean on your left side, should smell shokoladim, because it's still the food pipe and the windpipe is the same by a lefty. Yud, Isha bein nesua bein almana grusha, a woman, whether she's married or a widow or divorced, she does not do a seba. If women don't lean, it's not the way that they exhibit, they do chedus. But she's a very, very important lady. Let's say the Queen of England. And she would lean. She would need a seba. However, all women that are from our circles are definitely very important women. Nevertheless, they do not have the minig of leaning. Some people say these days don't have to lean. Why? Since throughout the year, these days people don't lean. Even kings sit normally. And therefore the women rely on that. So again, although women that are very important should lean, and that should include all the women in our generation, which are very important, nevertheless, since today's day, people do generally do not lean. Even kings do not lean. So really, it might not be even an issue for us to lean. So the women could definitely rely on that and not lean, and only the men should lean. A kid by his father, he's eating at his father's seder table, he does have to lean. Even if his father is his teacher, his main teacher. Because we accept this, the mastama, the father forgoes his covet and lets his son do it. But a Talmud that eats by his Rebbe, even if it's not his Rebbe, his main Rebbe, he's not allowed to lean. Because you have to have fear from your Rebbe. The covet Rav, and he has to have covet for his father. Only if the Rebbe told him that he's allowed to do that. Then he has to. Nevertheless, a Rav Muvak or a Rav does not have to give Rishus to his Talmud to do it. If he wants to be Meichel on his covet, he wants to let him, fine. Rishus biyada, he could do it, but he doesn't have to. When the Chassidim ate by the Rebbe Seder, those who were invited by the Rebbe Seder by the Friedrich's apartment did not lean. Only the Rebbe leaned. So to a person eats by Talmud Chacham, a great Talmud Chacham in his generation, even if he didn't learn anything from him, but he knows he's a great Talmud Chacham. He's considered like his Rebbe. He cannot lean unless he gives permission. That's only if they're eating on the same table. If there's more than one table and he's eating in a different table, he has to lean, even if he's the God Lader and his main Rebbe. But obviously there's only a teacher that teaches you Torah, not that teaches you anything else. It's only if you're a Talmud of someone that taught you Torah. But a Talmud from a teacher that's teaching him a trade, although he's scared from him, and he honors him, and he serves him, nevertheless you have to lean. Even in front of him. Also slaves, maids that are serving in their master's house, even if they're Yidden, they have to lean. Although they're busy the whole time and they're working and they have to serve, nevertheless, when they're eating the kazayis matzah, and the afikoman, and drinking the 4 cases, that's the main time of a seba. When she's brought, like will be explained, they can lean. Whoever does not have to lean, nevertheless he leans, he's considered a hedget, a simple person. It says the same thing about Sukkot. When it rains and you eat in the sukkah anyways, you're a hedget. Nevertheless, Chassidim were always makbid to go to eat and drink in the sukkah when it's raining. They said, I don't care to be called a hedget. I don't want to hold myself back from eating and drinking in the sukkah. Yudalt, when are you supposed to lean? A must say tzarech la'asif. When are you supposed to lean? B'shas achilas kazayis. When you eat the kazayis, when you make the moitzi matzah, and you eat the first kazayis, that's the mitzvah, then you have to lean. We eat a kazayis in the middle matzah and the kazayis in the top matzah right away. When you eat the sandwich of koyrich, also you have to lean. When you eat it's basically all the matzah, all the 3 matzahs. When you drink the 4 cases. Because all these things, we eat matzah for the gula, lechedus, going out of Mitzrayim, dalat koises, tiknu chachamim. Why the chachamim say the 4 cases? Can I get dalat shein shagula for the 4 leshonis of geula that says in Amurim Bash Veda, it says in Bash Veda, vayitzeisi v'ga'alti v'lekachti v'yitzalti. It's the 4 leshonis that says in the Torah for redemption. So it's zecher lechedus. Matzah is obviously zecher lechedus for the matzah that went out of Mitzrayim and didn't rise. Why do we eat the koyrach and why do we eat the afikoman? Him zecher Pesach. It's a zecher to the Pesach sheyanechal derech that was eaten in the way of cherus. So everything that we eat, all this matzah and all the kois of wine, we do it for cherus. So therefore, you have to do it in a way of cherus, which is linen. So the rest of the meal, you eat the soup, you eat the fish. If you want to eat it without leaning, you could do that. If we don't have the power, we don't have the reason to force you to lean. Nevertheless, whoever leans by the whole time of the Suda, he is meshubach. It's a very good thing he's doing. And he does mitzvah mina mufchar. The best way of doing the mitzvah. The Rebbe actually said that his father, Rabbi, used to lean when he smoked. by the Seder. Not if you're allowed to smoke. And he smoked by the Seder, he did it in a way of leaning. To show that everything that night has to do with leaning. Tesvav. Whoever has to lean, you forgot to lean. You didn't lean by one of the 4 cases. You didn't lean by the matzah. What do you do now? You have to redo what you missed of doing Be'aseba. If you forgot to lean by the matzah, you have to re-eat the matzah. Leaning. Mikradin. That's the Mikradin. However, as we mentioned before, there are those that say that today's day you don't have to lean, because even kings don't lean today. You could rely on that. The Inyan should be the Eved Yotze B'lei Seva. That be the Eved Yotze without a Seva. Nevertheless, so when it comes to matzah, you should re-eat if you missed it. Play a seba, or second kois if you drank without a seba. Yachser v'yishta by seba, you should drink it again by seba. Only the second kois. He's going to explain soon. Why only the second kois? You can't do the other cases, you can't redo the other cases. Only matzah and the second kois, if you did it without leaning, you have to redo it. You should redo and re-drink and do it leaning. You don't have to say bar gafen again, although all other 4 cases, when you do it the right way, we say bar gafen each time separately. But if you forgot to drink the second case beheseba, leaning, and you have to redo it, you do not make another bar gafen, but you do drink again another cup and lean. Because the bracha of bar gafen that you did in the second case, which is next to the suda. Because when you make a kiddush or any wine you drink before a meal and then you wash and eat it during the meal, you don't make another agafen, because that kais that you drank before is moitzi it. So here also, we make another bar agafen on the 4 cases for a different reason. We explain this in Sulachan Aruch. So it does not applicable if you have to redo it, then you don't do the bar agafen again. But the other 3 cases, the first, third, and fourth, if you drank it not leaning, you do not redo it. Why not? If you drank the first cup, or the third cup, or the fourth cup without leaning, you should not redo it beheseba. You should not re-drink it beheseba. Why is that? Because you have to make another bracha. Because we don't drink usually between the first and second. In a meal you do drink. But because after the second cup you wash and eat a meal, so then there is a derech then to drink more wine. But we don't drink between the first and second case. We don't drink after the third case or the fourth case. So if you do it again, you have to make another bracha. Now drink them between the third and the fourth. We don't drink after the fourth cup because we're not supposed to drink or eat after Afi Kaiman, which is Bar B'Sim Tov V'Alef. If so, when you made the bracha agafen on these 3 cases, without a seba, the achakach is can afterwards when you remembered that you drank it without leaning, you want to redo it. And what's the problem with that? What's the problem with making another bracha? It's going to look like you're adding in the 4 cases, and you're not allowed to do that. Chachamim misake in 4 cases, and you cannot add another case. There's actually Rabbi Kasher from Eretz Yisrael, after they established the state of Israel, he wanted to make that you should drink a 5th case, and the Rebbe wrote very, very strongly against him about not to add any cases. He wanted to add another case in the middle of the Seder, because it's very, very strict to such a thing. Therefore, better that he should not re-drink if he missed the 1st, 3rd, or 4th case to doing Be'aseba. Don't re-drink it. And what should you do? And you rely on those that say today's day, you don't have to lean. So since there's a heter here, there's a reason to say that we don't have to lean. So since you drank it without leaning, you made a mistake, don't redo it. But the matzah and the second case you should redo. And the second case, when you redo it, you do not make another Bar Agafen. Nevertheless, in the beginning, before you make the Seder, have in your mind, before you make the bracha in the first case, that if you will forget and do it the wrong way and you won't lean, you should be able to redo it without a bracha. So therefore, if you have very short memory, and after you made this understanding that even if you're going to make a mistake, you're going to redo it without a bracha, and then you actually forgot to do a seba, and then you forgot to lean, and you'll drink the first cup without a seba, you'll be able to re-drink again another case without making a bracha. You will not look like you're adding to the cases because you're part already the first bracha of 6 times, so it's like 1 cup, it's divided into 2. So what's the Rabbi saying here? Before you start to say that, you should think to yourself, in case I forget to lean, I could drink another cup without making another bracha. That way, if you made a mistake, you could do it again. But chances are, if you planned that before, you'll remember to lean. Test Zayin. You have to drink the 4 cases on ala seder, she's bar, on the right order. You have to have the same. You have to have the things in between. You can't just drink all 4 in one shot. There has to be a division between the first case, the second case, and between the third case and the fourth case. You have to be between the second case and the third case. You have to be and Bentche. And if you just did it on just 1, 2, 3, just did all 4 cups in one shot, if you didn't divide it the way that God tells you to do it, you just drank it, the 4 cups one after the next, you're not yetze. It's considered as if you took 1 big cup, although it has 4 reviews, and doesn't make a difference. Although you filled up the cup 4 times, that doesn't make it 4 cases. You have to have between the first and the second case to say the Haggadah. You have to have between the second and the third case to eat the matzah and the murder and all the things you need to do. And you have to have between the third and the fourth to say Hallel. It's divided for a reason, and it has to be that way. And if you didn't, it's considered that you did it 1 cup.